Alright, so hello everyone. Thank you for tuning in. So yesterday was the Finalmouse ULX Competition reveal event, and I just wanted to come in here at one day after just to talk about the overall event, my thoughts, the things I liked, didn't like, and overall just how I feel. I know you're looking at the event, yeah, 20 minutes. I guess it does look a little short, but we will see. I've already watched it once. I'm gonna rewatch it again. I skipped the intro part of how they showed how the mouse was made and just him explaining how it's going to be laid out. If you want to watch it, I'll link in the description. But yeah, I'm going to be cutting back and forth. I don't think any of us want to be sitting here for 20 minutes plus another 10 minutes of me yapping. So yeah, we'll just get right into it. I'll give you my thoughts. Okay, so right here. So far, this seems good. Okay, so this is a good improvement. Making it so the sides are now solid without compromising weight. That's a really good thing. I think honestly people would even take a 2 gram increase for that, because honestly it was kind of annoying having to put on grips and then worrying on them either peeling off or caving in. Like, I know in some of them you can see the indents of the honeycomb. It hasn't bothered me, but I know some people who might have some more sensitive hands that definitely could affect you, especially on the smaller mice, since that's the only contact point you have, especially on the smaller than medium. Same scroll wheel. It says competition on the side. Oh, banger. Truly shocking. If they actually got it down to 30 grams, that's insane. I think I saw somewhere else that they said it was going to be 33 grams for the small. So I guess, by comparison, add 2 to 3 grams. Medium will be 36. Large will be 39. Do we believe that? I don't know. It's available October 21st, so that's telling me that they have them probably like 80, 90 to 90% done, so they know what the weight's gonna be. So I hope they're not lying. I hope. 100%. Alright, so now, after. This will bring up another gripe I have with Finalmouse as a company, but for now, I'll just stick to what's on the screen. Okay, we finally get 8K. This has been a year and a half in the making. Like, at that point, why even put 8K on your website if it's gonna take a year and a half to come out? Like, they weren't close to being done. I don't know why they put it on there as coming soon. It made it seem like it was coming in a couple months. I think in my comparison video, I might have said, yeah, this might be releasing in a couple of months. If I'd known, it would have taken a year and a half, bro. I don't know. I would have just been like, yeah, it's not coming for a long time. True, stable, tournament ready, 8K. That's just not true. Just no. What? Like, is there anything backing this up? Do you have any graphs showing, our 8K usage in tournament play? Like, at the highest level in Pro League on LAN? Like, with different mouses like, I don't know, Zowie, Logitech, like, Endgame Gear, I don't know what they're at. I don't know if they're at 8K. Like, all these different companies that have now achieved 8K, like, you don't have any of this backed up. Like, you're just saying this, like, this means nothing to me. Like, back it up, please. Like, show something. Like, this is fine. This just is weird. I don't know. It's the only true. I don't know. Like, back it up, please. Like, yeah, dude. I guess. Oh, look, we got some stats now. Okay, now this is true. I think they actually backed it up with some graphs. They showed graphs later, and this is backed up. Fair enough. Sick. That's awesome. That's awesome that they use, the Switch implementation plus software and firmware to reduce click and motion latency. This is an edge up that they have. Fair enough. That's good. This is good. Alright. We talk about this later. I'm probably going to end up skipping that, but I'll end up showing the graph probably for it and what they did. Basically, the way encoder works is it has the notches. That's basically teeth that the encoder rides on, and it basically, when you feel it scroll, that's it falling in between those two notches and the two notches. When you feel like it's stuck in the middle, that's it being stuck on top of it, one of the teeth. And either input, like up or down, will make it fall into place, and that could cause an unactuated or cause an accidental scroll. And if you use a jump or what have you in a game, that can mess you up. So we thought they were gonna. I guess I don't know how you would solve this. I'm not a mouse engineer. I don't know how you would solve this by software, firmware, I don't know. But the way they did it was they basically just removed the first input of your mouse scroll. So if you scroll down or up, that first scroll will not be registered. So if it ever does get stuck halfway and then it falls into place while you're playing or you accidentally tap it, it will not count as anything. Because it basically understands when you're scrolling versus not scrolling. So when there's 5 notches, it understands that those were all in one continuous one swipe in the mouse. So it'll not register the first one and register the 4 or 5 after that. And then once it sees that you stopped scrolling, it will go back to the start of the code where it will not register that first thing again. So if it gets stuck, it won't mess you up. I don't know about how this would affect latency, because I don't know how much latency. I feel like in games like Apex, you're not going to run this because you use your mouse wheel to up and down to tap shift. You don't want your first one not actuating. That actually adds a big amount of delay that would completely mess up your movement in Apex. So it really will only be usable in games that like TAC FPSs that you'll use it for jump. That's the only spot, really, I think. If I'm wrong and you find a different use for it, sick. But I feel like any other thing is just easier to press a key or something. I have my scroll wheel completely disabled in every game I play, except for Apex, which I use for movement. Banger B-roll! This is actually kind of sick. I like it. I would buy it. If there was more to this mouse, I would buy it. But I'm not, because there's just not enough. Like, my mouse is still pretty much like the same, other than different switches, maybe different tuning of the clicks. Might have access to 8K. I don't know if these older ULXs will have access to 8K. I hope they do. And I don't feel like they've changed enough to warrant being like, no, you gotta spend that $190. Bozo. Get wrecked. Like, if that happens, I'm gonna be a little upset, but I won't care since I run 2K. Like, it's just, this will probably just mean like the last mouse I buy until they make a significant upgrade. You know? This is really cool, though. I would say the actual raw carbon, it's really cool, but they're back to the limited editions again. They did continuous runs, what, like twice? 3 times? They did a continuous drop of the original ULX. And another thing that they did was they only released 2 models. Originally, it looked like there were going to be 4 models. Okay, we got this one. I guess we got this one in the ASU edition, I guess, later. So maybe they were pre-planning it. I guess you count this one as the blue one. And then this one, which I guess was scrapped. They always seem a little behind. They're always overpromise. That's the Finalmouse thing. They always overpromise. And that's the problem they have. Like, this seemed like it was going to be this big event now. Like, the second round of the ULX is going to be just as big as the first. Like, and then it just didn't really end up being a lot, you know? Little upsetting.
What's interesting is that many competitors, critics, and even gamers were quick to say that 70 grams was too light and that the ideal weight for an esports mouse should be at least 90 grams. Fast forward a few years.
I think that was pretty true. I think people did say it was too light, they were like, what the heck? But I think some people were fine with it. Like, a lot of people did buy it. And like, yeah, it's so light. Like, it's like anything. You think it's too light until you buy it and you're like, oh, sick. And then you reach that point where it's like, oh, this is too light for me, but I can see how some people would like it.
Once again, the initial reaction from our competitors was that
Logitech
50 grams was far too light and that the ideal weight for an esports mouse is between 70 and 80 grams.
Yeah, because that's where the mainstream Logitech was.
Went by.
That is... I think that was true, because everyone was like, whoa, 80 grams, it's so light. And then Finalmouse was like, what the heck? This is true.
Well,
more or less.
I think you get the idea.
At this point, no. At this point, less and less. Like, it's diminishing returns. Like, yes, at this point, yes. At this point, yes. People thought it was too light, but at this point, no. It was clearly, like, it's the Starlight. Like, people knew it was really light. Like, it was, like, a really light mouse. And some people were like, yeah, it might be too light. But most people are like, no, it's fine. Just, if you like it, you like it kind of thing. Like, they were so close that, like, I don't think people just thought there was no reason to upgrade because of how little difference there was. Because, like, it was a different understanding of mice.
Our competitors like to spread the false notion that 50 to 60 grams is the ideal weight range for an esports mouse, all the while scrambling to catch up in weight.
I think Zowie do that to, well, Zowie don't. They say, yeah, they keep the weight that they do for structural rigidity. So you can bang your mouse into a wall and nothing will happen. Your wall will break before your mouse does.
Let's dive into some math and finally clear up why lightweight...
No, I already know probably most people are watching this are under 18 and probably don't want a physics lesson right now.
Weight mice are objectively better.
Basically, it's less amount of force to move a heavier object. So the lighter the object, the easier it is to move, the less time it will take, theoretically. There, I just saved you 4 minutes.
It's done for several reasons. One,
Okay.
it is our...
I'll save a little bit of time here. Classic, original shape, says it right there. Medium, small, they're all the exact same shapes, they've just been renamed, so now if you aren't a Finalmouse fanboy, you actually know what you're looking at when you read them. You know, small is small, medium, and classic is their original shape. That one you have to know a little bit about, but...
This makes the ULX competition.
What the fuck is this? Like, why? Why put this here? Razer Viper Mini Signature Edition while moving. You have no one else there. Is this the best one while moving? What does this mean? Like, you have one here. Does this mean this has the best latency for while moving? Or does that mean, or did you just shove this in here because the Viper Mini Signature Edition just, you want to make it look worse than it actually is? Like, this graph could have so many meanings to it. Like, if you look into it just a little bit further, it's like, I don't know, man. Like, are they just trying to hit Razer? Are they trying to hide it? Are they trying to somewhat hide it? The fact that their mouse still isn't as good as the Viper Mini Signature Edition while moving? Or does that mean that their original claim with, that it's the best 8K implementation and the most consistent, like, this would already directly improve, or disprove that? What is the rest of this graph when you go down, like, with including while moving? Like, I don't know. I get it. Like, you're trying to make it sell your mouse more, but there's other ways you could do it. I don't know. Like, just hide this, bruh. Like, I would be fine if you just hid this. Like, you just showed this. Like, that's fair. You're showing it while standing still. That's actual reasonable information that us as consumers can quickly look at and be like, oh, it's better. You know? This just sets off red flags.
The most responsive and reliable wireless gaming mouse in the world.
While standing still.
We have a strict testing protocol we take the ULX through on
Wait. I didn't even notice that. They have the... Oh my god. They put the GPX2 at 2K hertz. And then... Oh wait, that's why. This is at 2K hertz, isn't it? Oh! No, it's not. It's at 4K. Okay, well, this should show you all you need to know that the Logitech's still better. We don't know it at 8K. Logitech released their 8K firmware. It's probably better. Obviously, the Viper Mini Signature isn't as good, but that's shown here. But we don't know about like anything about Razer or any other 4K implementation of other brands.
Strict testing protocol we take the ULX through. Tests we do utilizing our 6-axis robot that has a precision tolerance of 0.03 millimeters.
Steve!
Circle tests are some of our...
Like, I'm not gonna judge mouse engineering because I don't know anything about it. I don't know how long this actually takes. Like, their time must be going to good years since they're making some of the best mice on the market. Like, time well spent, but it's just the way they operate with their marketing and their branding is still a little weird. Like, I don't, like, in my personal opinion, this did not need a 20-minute reveal event. You could have put this all into, like, different small little videos and, like, released them all and made, like, maybe, like, a 10-15 minute thing out of this. Like, if you're gonna make it, like, in the middle, like, at 20 minutes, you can cut it down even more. Like, there's a lot of stuff you definitely could have cut out. There's some repeating, like... But if it was just a little bit longer, like if it was 25 or 30 minutes, I think people would be a little okay. Like, I think Boardsy was talking about it right after it ended. He was like, yeah, this like, if this was just a little bit longer, like, had a couple more sections, it'd be better. And I agree with that. Oh yeah, I think overall I've said everything I needed to say. This is up to 33 minutes. I need to cut this down to, like, 10-15 minutes, so... I just wanted to come in and interject at the very end here and just say, what whether you should buy this mouse or not. Again, like I usually say, if you have the money and you want to buy the best thing out there possible, then yeah, go for it. But if you already have like a ULX from before, like even a batch 1 ULX from last year, I don't think it's worth it. I think you just stick with what you have right now, unless you really want this colorway in the carbon fiber. But other than that, I don't think it's really worth it. But yeah, that's everything. I will see you guys later. Peace.